Kyle O'Reilly versus Drake Maverick. And Drake Maverick was introduced at 140 pounds. Is this AEW? I like the guy, Rockstar Spud. I like the guy. I've met him. I've talked to him several times. He trained here at Ohio Valley Wrestling after I was gone, but he can work. But not only is Kyle O'Reilly a top heel, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry, I've got to be, consistent. Drake Maverick's a good interview. They've had him do general manager stuff, whatever. He's 140 fucking pounds. But it's like NXT has a well-trained, better-looking, more in shape and athletic version of all of the outlaw guys in AEW. Have you noticed that? This guy, at least the little fucking dwarf freak on AEW looks like shit, too. He looks literally like just a little fucking pale anal suppository that you'd shove up somebody's ass. Drake Maverick's an athlete. He's well-trained. He can work. The other guy's just a self-trained fucking mud show fuck. But it's still ridiculous. There's got to be a size limit somewhere. Anyway, having said that, this shouldn't have been as competitive as it was, but Kyle O'Reilly tapped him out, and then the heels got some heat on him afterwards. And then Killian Dane hit and made a horrible sloppy save where he missed at least a couple of the strikes that he threw. And then Drake Maverick was back up at least to his knees and aware and conscious by the time the heels hit the floor. And then he stood up and thanked Killian Dane, and Killian Dane clotheslined Drake Maverick, the guy that he just came out and saved. Thoughts?
I'm really impressed with O'Reilly more and more every time I see him. I've liked him for years, but he gets better and better. Beautiful rolling knee bar.
Yes.
That he hooked up. Just beautiful.
Lovely.
Other than that, I don't care about Drake Maverick, and I didn't care about the match.
All right, the next match, a girls' match. Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. And naturally, because I knew that you would browbeat me endlessly, I watched this match because Rhea Ripley was in it. They start out, they have a brief tease with the big girls, Raquel and Rhea Ripley in there. Looks good. And then Io tags herself in to get Ripley out of the confrontation in a graceful way, and they go to break. Every time they even get a match that I might like to watch, they spend 5 minutes on the fucking entrances. They wrestle for 30 seconds and go to break. God damn. Do the entrances and then go to break and then come back and start the match. Or how about join it in the fucking ring? Stars need entrances, but they also need to fucking wrestle more than they need entrances. So join it in the ring if you're that tight and let them wrestle. I don't know. But anyway, Rhea Ripley has the size, has the look, has the babyface fire, the body language. Her shit looks good. I'm intrigued by her and Raquel Gonzalez because they're both the same size. Raquel even maybe a little bit bigger. And everything else in this is just girl wrestling. They stopped Rhea Ripley in kind of an awkward fucking way. I don't know what they were going for. They got some heat on her. And then Raquel Gonzalez didn't seem too bad. I think she's going to be able to carry this off. I did write, I couldn't believe they were getting heat on Rhea Ripley and given a tag to Io Shirai unless they're going to beat Io Shirai, is what I wrote at that point. But that's what they gave the cold tag to Io Shirai, who made a sloppy comeback and did some acrobatics. But did you see what was this? At one point, old Dakota Kai gets Io Shirai bent over in front of her. And then Dakota Kai just jumps up and forward flips over the top of Io Shirai and took a flat back bump on the other side of her. And Io Shirai just looked at her and fucking didn't know what to do. What the fuck was that? Did you see that?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched this match.
Oh, no. I will remember this until I will take this to my grave. Imagine Io Shirai is bent over, doubled over at the stomach, selling in front of Dakota Kai, and Dakota Kai grabs one of Io Shirai's arms and launches herself over Io Shirai's back and took a flat back bump on the other side. Riddle me that, Batman. Anyway, this was all over the place. Then finally, Io Shirai cold tags, just iceberg cold tags, Rhea Ripley, but the referee didn't see it. So they're not teaching blind tags properly in fucking the performance center these days. Then Mercedes Martinez runs out and jerks Rhea Ripley off the apron. She goes face first into the fucking steps. And then disappears. And while the heels are beating up Io Shirai, Rhea Ripley gets back up to the apron. And Rhea Ripley reaches in and tags herself in when Io Shirai sells over in front of her. And so there's 2 cold tags in a row. And then Raquel Gonzalez power bombs Rhea Ripley 1, 2, 3. Awful fucking finish. What the fuck are they thinking? You have Mercedes Martinez come out and jerk Rhea Ripley off the apron of the fucking ring. She smashes her face on the fucking ring steps. She ought to be pretty much unconscious. If Rhea Ripley then just dumped her back up on the apron and left, right? They're beating up Io Shirai. She never saw this happen. If suddenly she was able to come out from under both of these heels and Rhea's there just with her arm hanging on the fucking top rope and she's down on her knees and Io dives over and makes the tag with her last ounce of strength and fucking rolls out to sell. She doesn't know Rhea's hurt. And then the heels come and grab Rhea and jerk her in and hit her with something. Then the heat goes on Mercedes Martinez and you have not given the people a final conclusion between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez either. But mentally, perception-wise, when Rhea Ripley got jerked off face first into the steps, she got back up on the apron of the ring, and she had the presence of mind to reach over and tag Io while she was selling. And then she comes in and gets beat. So that means that she just got fucking beat. Flat by Raquel Gonzalez. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep the heat on Mercedes and that whole thing and keep that going. And at the same time, not give Rhea a victory over the giant Raquel Gonzalez. But that didn't make sense. They just keep beating Rhea and not doing it in the right way. Your thoughts?
The booking of Rhea Ripley since WrestleMania has been atrocious. We've said it before. Ever since that match with Charlotte, it's like they don't know what to do with her. Or they only know how to fuck it up. I thought the match was okay. Obviously, I'm not even thinking about the bad booking or pinning Rhea. I like Dakota Kai. I think she's really good, as you are aware.
Yeah, she takes a wonderful flat back bump over the top of her opponents.
Beyond that, I don't have anything much to add to this review.
Well, then let's close up NXT. There it was. And that was the main event, by the way, folks. The TV main event.
You could tell it was unopposed this week.
Oh, both these shows were unopposed, but they both had a lot of opposition. A lot of opposition came from me.